This is by far one of the hardest videos I will have to make, but I'm making it for a reason. On April 23rd, 2023, about 2.5 years ago, my son Jordan Martinez was shot and killed by two teenage boys also, Lamont M. Jeffries and Antonio McAbee. They were caught shortly after the shooting. These two teenage boys decided to ambush my son for reasons to this day I really don't know why. They shot and killed my son that was taken to Louisville Hospital and died shortly after. Now I'm making this video for a reason. Yesterday, Antonio McAbee was released from jail after just serving 2.5 years. 2.5 years he served. Yeah, he wasn't the shooter. He's not the one that pulled the trigger, but he's the one that drove. He's the one that could have stopped it. He could have said, "Nah, I'm not going." Easily said that. But he chose to go. And now he was released after we decided to do a plea deal with these kids. And he's supposed to have served 5 years with an early release of, I think, next year, August. But he was released even way before that, yesterday, December 1st, 2025. Why? I don't. We're going to find out why. But regardless of his release or whatever time, by the way, the other one, the shooter, got 15 years. But after witnessing how early Antonio was released, you don't even think he's going to do 15 years. They're going to find a way to get him out. So I posted something on Facebook, basically that describes everything I'm talking about right now. And I'm going to read what I post. It starts with, "To the state of Kentucky and Hardin County officials. Yesterday you made the decision to release Antonio McAbee from jail after he served only 2.5 years for conspiring to kill my son, Jordan Martinez. He was sentenced to 5 years with an early release date previously set for August 26. Instead, you chose to release him on December 1st, 2025. Why? I know the explanation will likely be tied to some technicality or statute, but nothing can make sense of how a young man who planned and participated in the ambush that took my son's life can walk free after such a short time. My son never stood a chance. He was taken from us without warning, without mercy, and without the opportunity to defend himself. Yet McAbee now gets to return to his life after only 2.5 years. Jordan would never get the chance. He would never marry, never have children, never achieve the dreams he worked so hard for. But somehow, 2.5 years was considered enough punishment for the role McAbee played in ending his life. You act as if his age excuses what he did, and if being 17 somehow means he didn't know any better. But that is not an excuse. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew right from wrong. Being 17 does not give anyone a free pass to take a life. It doesn't erase the choices he made, the planning he took part in, or the consequences Jordan paid for with his life. Maccabee was the only one who could have stopped this. He could have easily said, no, no, don't do this. No, I'm not going to be part of this. No, I won't drive you to him. My son might still be here today if he had spoken up, but he didn't. And you know why? Because he wanted my son dead just as much as he had been the one holding the gun. Yes, his mother and I agreed to the plea deal. We did so in grief. We believed the 5-year sentence, though already painfully insufficient, would at least be carried out in full. We were emotionally vulnerable and we trusted the court system to act in good faith. Instead, it feels as though you simply wanted the case over with, not to deliver justice for our son. We were advised not to go to trial. We were told Maccabee might receive him even less time or walk away with nothing at all. Those warnings convinced us in our grief to accept the 5 years. What we were never told was that he could be released even earlier. That was kept from us. Why? Was our son's life not worth the time, the paperwork, or the resources? Jordan was a loving, energetic, caring young man, a better man than I am or ever will be. We trusted you to do right by him. Instead, we feel betrayed. We feel that our vulnerability during the most devastating moment of our lives was taken advantage of. My son received a bullet to the head. Maccabee received 2.5 years. He now gets to move forward while my son remains or in an urn on my living room shelf. With this decision, you send a message to the public that a life can be taken or someone can help take a life and still walk free after only a couple of years behind bars. You've shown people that a human life can be reduced to a brief inconvenience in the justice system. Good job, Hardin County. So thank you, State of Kentucky and Hardin County. Thank you for failing my son and everyone who loved him. Thank you for allowing the person involved in taking his life to walk free, while Jordan would never walk again, breathe, or dream. Sincerely, Jordan's father, George Martinez, Jr. P.S. Can't wait to see what you have up your sleeve to somehow get the shooter Lamont M. Jeffrey out of his supposed 15-year sentence. Where were those so-called tricks where my son needed justice? Rest in peace, my son, Jordan. We love you and miss you. So, people don't realize how, and very few know how hard it is when you lose a child. Especially when you lose a child that you spent so much time with, enjoyed, had conversations with, played basketball with, spent 19 years with that person, getting to know that person. Waiting patiently to watch him grow up, to see what he will become. Very few know that pain. The hard part is when I do talk to his mother and she cries and angry, stressed. That's hard to hear and listen to. But who can we talk to if not each other, really? People will never know that pain, and I hope people will never know this pain of losing a child. See, you're built throughout your life to lose a parent, because you know eventually they will go before you. Unfortunately, one day maybe you'll lose a sibling, God forbid, obviously. But you never prep yourself. You never get yourself ready. You never even think of it, of how it would be to lose a child. your son, your daughter. You don't prep yourself for that. You don't get ready for that. Especially something that was just in a heartbeat. I still remember that day. I still remember getting home, tired from work, happy actually that I'm home, fell asleep, took a nap, and wake up to phone call after phone call after phone call. I'm never going to forget that day. And then thinking that he'll survive it, just to hear a few hours later. And when I mean you feel it, when something like this happens, you feel it deep inside. I felt the day, I felt the moment that Jordan took his last breath. And I still remember receiving that call with his mother screaming, saying he's gone. And all I could say is, I know, I felt it. I felt it just seconds ago before you called. That's what I told her. So you do feel, because something in you leaves, disappears, is gone forever. And you feel your body and your soul just crumble. So people don't realize how hard it is going to be to move on. I go to work. So does his mother. Yeah, we laugh, we joke. But we only do that, I guess, not to make people feel uncomfortable. Because realistically, every day, all I want to do is when I go to work is just sit in a corner somewhere with my headphones on and just not really speak to nobody. But I know I can't do that. I really wish I could just stay in my house and just lock myself up and stay away from the world. But I can't do that. You know, I have other kids, other children. I have a wife. So I know I can't just put myself in a corner. So even though physically we out there, we talking, we laughing, we joking, we're basically living our lives. Inside we're dying, we're crumbling, we're suffering. So basically we have to put on an act for the world to say that, hey, we're all right. But we'll never be okay. We'll never be all right. Because of this right here. This is something that we're going to live with for the rest of our lives. And just to know that this young man is now a day out of jail, living his life probably with his family, celebrating, laughing, joking. While me and my family will have to suffer this for the rest of our lives. But this young man gets to live his life now. And Jordan will never breathe again, never dream again, never live his life. I would never get to see him struggle with his kids and get the attitude from his kids that my baby boy used to give. Because if you know me and his mother, it was all planted in one. But he was caring, he was loving at the same time. Even more. So yet, nobody will ever know the pain. But I want to say thank you, Kentucky. Thank you, Hardin County, for treating my son's death like it was just another paperwork that needs to get tossed away. Like, I don't know why you let him out early. I don't know. I'm going to find out. But by you letting him out early, just say, hey, you were just a kid. You were just a child. You didn't know better. That's a damn lie. I know when I was 17, I knew right from wrong. I knew what not to do. I knew what would get a foot in my ass if I did it. So ain't nobody gonna tell me that this kid did not know he was about to do wrong. So again, thank you, Kentucky, for allowing him to walk after 2.5 years. Yeah, he didn't pull the trigger, but he might as well have had to. he might as well have been the one holding that gun. Because I'm sure he was amping this other one to do it. So thanks again for letting him free so he could live his life. While Jordan would never take another breath in this world again. And his family will suffer from it. Thank you. So I just want to say, baby boy, I miss you. Daddy misses you. Your mom misses you. Your whole family misses you. I can't wait for the day that I get to hold you again, hug you, kiss you, sit down and talk to you, see your smile. You are truly missed, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think of you. This pain is always going to sit, but I know you're up there watching over us. And that's the only thing that gives me some type of relief. Until we meet again, baby boy, I love you.